Yo, 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 what is good, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of NBA to the Galaxy Pod, presented to you by DSM Media, as well as your host, myself, Slim. You can follow me on X at R2R30111. You can follow your other host here, Scotty Drown. And as you can see by the title today, the Pistons continue to keep dominating the league. They're currently on a 10-game winning streak. And we also will be discussing our top five players to watch right now individually. It should be interesting for sure to see who my guy Scotty got on his list over there, as well as myself. And also just diving in around the league, LeBron return. And of course, we got to get back in the flow with our top 10 power rankings. The last time we did, it was pretty fun for sure. So I can't wait to see what my guy Scotty list looks like. But before we dive into any topics, my guy Scotty, how you been living, man?
Yes, sir. Happy, what is it? Wednesday? I gotta keep track of my days, bro. I apologize because I was sick after going to the Eagles game, so that's why I've been down and out the last couple of days. So I don't even know if I told you that, but yeah, I picked up something at that Eagles game on Sunday. I enjoyed that, but it was cold as albeit out there. But I'm feeling good today. I'm ready to get back to it with you, and we are getting into the heart of the NBA season. It's actually getting going now, right? We're 14 games in. We're getting there. But no, I'm excited to get into it with you today, man. And I believe we're gonna start with power rankings. So let's get it, brother. But how have you been? I forgot to ask that. I apologize, brother.
Hey man, I can't complain, man. Like you said, the season, we really here. We're just about close to 20 games in, and man, this season has not been disappointing, to say the least. It's been amazing.
Entertaining, yeah.
Very entertaining.
Let me ask you something off that really quick. I know we got some topics to get into. Yeah. Do you think it has anything to do with the presentation that the NBA has put on? I'm kind of talking about like the Peacock's presentation at NBC. Like, has that revitalized it, or is it just good basketball? You're just enjoying like the players that you're seeing, some of the young talent.
I think it's a mixture of both. To your point, with them having an agreement with Peacock, NBC, is that Amazon? I think something like that.
Amazon, yeah, NBC, yeah. Amazon,
prime time. Yeah. So I love just the difference of all those guys. You got Vince Carter, Dirk Nowitzki, Udonis Haslem, like all these guys being commentators. It's always nice to get those guys' opinions on things. So I love it, man, for sure. Tracy McGrady, Carmelo, all these guys.
Makes it fun.
Yeah, it makes it fun for sure. So, yeah, I love what they're doing for sure.
No, I like it too. It's kind of like a new generation of the TNT guys, right? Like Shaq, Chuck, like Ernie, all of those guys that were on there, Kenny the Jet Smith. It's like those guys were fun. Don't get me wrong. I think I would still love to watch them, but they turned into some haters, bro. Like I don't know. They were drinking mad haterade on that old head show, and I think it's just good to have kind of a revitalized generation of basketball now speaking on the game. Which Dirk, Melo, Tracy McGrady, Vince, they all come from our era of basketball. So. Yeah, no, it's interesting, bro. That's what I was thinking.
That's a good point. It's a great question for sure.
But no, it's been an exciting season so far, to say the least, brother. Do you want to get us started on the power rankings?
Yeah, man. Let's dive into the top 10 power rankings. We talked about it off the air. We're going to go from 10 and work our way all the way up to the top, because this should be very, very interesting. You want me to kick it off, or you want to kick it off?
Did you go first last time?
Honestly, I
think you did. So I'll go first. Just to switch it up a little bit, bro. Number 10 for me is gonna be the New York Knicks. They're 8-5 right now. I think they are more talented when healthy than the number 10 team in the NBA. But Brunson a little beat up right now. That's the only reason they've dropped a little bit on this list so far. But it is interesting. I don't know if you saw Davion Mitchell's comments of the Miami Heat about the New York Knicks.
That's something I forgot to talk about, because that's something we're discuss. But I seen that comment.
That was interesting. Let me ask you this: do you have the Knicks in your top 10? You don't have to tell me where yet, but are they in there?
Yeah, they're in the top 10.
Okay, so when we get to the Knicks on your list, maybe I would love to know your thoughts on that statement there. But number 10 for me, brother, New York Knicks.
Okay. That's what's up for me, man. Coming in number 10, I have the Minnesota Timberwolves. Still a playoff caliber roster. They have a solid season. I love what I've been saying for Jaden McDaniels. He's been taking that leap offensively, taking more shots, being aggressive. And for a guy like that to step into his own offensively, that's a nice sight for sure.
Yeah.
T-Wolves fan. Um, yeah, just Julius Randle. He's been pretty consistent all year. He's been keeping those guys in the mix of things while everything else has been down. But ever since he's returned, this team has been gelling and just building that chemistry and picking back up where they left off last season. So I got these guys coming in number 10, the T-Wolves.
I do like I like the T-Wolves and what they're doing right now. To your point, they've been able to stay afloat without Ant for a good portion of this season so far. They did come in as an honorable mention for me, so I'll just throw that out there. Right. Honorable mention. They're right there for me. They're right there. They would probably be number 11 for me if there was a place. Number 9 for me, brother, is going to be the San Antonio Spurs. Now, I know this might not be fair in regards to their record because they are 10-4. They only have 4 losses so far. But the Wemby injury is weighing them down for me a little bit, man. Just the negativity that comes with that, right? And it's not that I'm coming out with these, prolonged conclusions for Wemby's career, but now you've already got people talking about this guy's health and if he's going to be able to survive a long NBA career. And I don't love that energy around Wemby. I don't love that energy around the team. And it is unfortunate. The injury itself, the calf strain, we don't know how long that could last. And you do have to be careful with his frame and how young he is. But with all that being said, they just got De'Aaron Fox back. Who else can step up in Wemby's absence to keep this team afloat? They have built a pretty sturdy roster outside of Wemby, which is why they're still in the top 10 for me, brother.
Okay. That's what's up, bro. I definitely forgot to mention about him being injured. We didn't discuss it, but as we do the closing remarks, we'll discuss it. But
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that's what's up, having those guys at number 9. For me, though, kind of a team that's in a similar boat, rebuilding, but sort of kind of competing. I'm talking about the Toronto Raptors. I love what I've been seeing from them to start the year off.
I like it.
RJ, Brandon Ingram, Scotty Barnes, all these guys has looked great playing alongside each other. Emmanuel quickly, he's been pretty good as well. Brandon Ingram, man, he's looked like he's been bought in defensively over there. So I don't know what's up with that, but that's what you got to see. But now this team has got some impressive wins to start the year off. A lot of solid young pieces, like I just alluded to, and can be a top 5 defensive team to end the year, right? I'd say, but nonetheless, this team comes in number 9 on my top 10 power rankings, bro.
I like it, brother. Toronto playing some good basketball. They're a young team too, right? Mm-hmm. So they're exciting. For me at number 8, bro, I am gonna go with the bias, my Philadelphia 76ers. I do get it. I get it. If some people are down on them right now, they're 8-5, so they're kind of in the middle of the pack. I think they're the 5th seed in the East right now. But Maxey is keeping these guys afloat while they figure things out around him. Paul George, Embiid, McCain, so on and so forth. Now we got the Oubre injury. They got some things to iron out, but I do love what they've been able to put together so far with Maxey leading the way, along with Grimes and VJ, the young guy there. So I am going with Philly at number 8. That is me being optimistic that, the Embiid injury and whatever's going on with that right knee isn't anything significant. And we did just get the Paul George return, which I think he went like one for 9 or so. It wasn't great. It wasn't great by any means. But I am happy to have him back nonetheless, bruh. And I like where the Sixers are going and where they could go as these guys continue to get healthy.
Okay. That's what's up for me. Coming in number 8, you just had this team on your list, and that's the San Antonio Spurs. Obviously, we know the type of player Wemby is and still has to become, and that's such a scary sight for the rest of the league. But
yeah,
I just love what I've been seeing since De'Aaron Fox been back. None of these guys, they still playing the same, even though he's getting acclimated into the offense and stuff. Cassell, he's still looking good. Vassell, Harrison Barnes, he's been shooting lights out. Keldon Johnson, all those guys, they look very good. And obviously, Wemby is in the middle of making it all happen. But it's definitely unfortunate he went down with an injury. I think he's going to be out for like 1 or 2 weeks.
Yeah.
It's just unfortunate because Dylan Harper just went down with an injury a couple weeks ago. But I
Yeah.
did see in a report that I think he's on his way back pretty soon. So
Yeah.
that is what's up. But you still want to see this team at full health to see what they look like. Look like with Wemby, Harper, and Fox, all those guys. But I got the Spurs coming in number 8 on my list, bro.
No, that is the good thing about the Spurs, that both of those injuries do appear to be short term. I hate muscle injuries, man, especially for the big guys, like those calves, those hamstrings. It just, all it takes is one tweak and it's, re-aggravated, whatever the case may be. But yeah, hopefully these guys can get healthy. I do think they still have enough to stay afloat short term without Wemby in the lineup. I think they have added some pieces there. And then, of course, if you can get Dylan Harper back soon. But number 7 for me, man, is a team that you already listed in the Eastern Conference. It is those Toronto Raptors. They've won 4 straight. I think they're 8-2 in their last 10. They got a lot of young talent. Scotty Barnes, Brandon Ingram, RJ Barrett. They're all trying to figure out how to play together efficiently. But in the meantime, they're able to win some games. And you look at the Eastern Conference, it was wide open to start the season. You look at it right now, it's still wide open. Why can't Toronto make some noise as a young group with experience, right? You have the Brandon Ingrams of the world mixed in there. Why can't they compete in the Eastern Conference this season if Scotty Barnes is ready to go and playing at an all-star level? So I like what they're doing, and they actually get to play the Sixers tonight, so that should be interesting.
Yeah, so you get a first-hand look what they look like, huh?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I think we did play them once in Toronto already. We did win. But yeah, I think they've been playing better basketball since that matchup. So we'll see what it looks like tonight, brother. That is number 7 for me.
Okay, number 7 coming in for me, man. I have the Los Angeles Lakers. They're currently the 4th seed in the West. LeBron James returned last night, finished the game with 11 points and 12 assists. And yeah, man, me and my coworker was chatting about it. I said, when you look at a guy like DeAndre Ayton, he could not ask for an easier job. Like, let Austin Reeves, Luka strings and just catch lobs. Like, you don't get no easier than that. And now you got LeBron getting back into the lineup. You know he's going to be looking to throw DA lobs and stuff. So, man, I got the Lakers coming in number 7. Austin Reeves, a career year. Luka's still doing his thing. I think he's leading the league in scoring. And so, this team is very worthy of being top 7 on this power rankings list. So, yeah.
Yeah, no, I think that's a good plug. I actually got the Lakers a little bit higher on my list.
You know I can't show them too much love.
I feel you. How did you feel about the LeBron return, though? I did want to ask that before we move on. 12 assists, that sticks out.
Shit, man. Honestly, if he's going to be playing like that, more so passive and not looking to score like that, this team can do some things, bro.
Right.
If it's just more so like floor general, playmaking LeBron, scoring when he needs to.
Yeah,
that's it. Then hey, this team can probably do something for real.
That's dangerous. Yeah, I agree. Take just a little bit of the load off of Luka, right? Of ball handling, playmaking, all of that. So, yeah, I like what he showed early on. Number 6 for me, man, is gonna be the Cleveland Cavaliers. We'll keep it in the Eastern Conference. I really just want to point out, you've pointed it out already on this show, DeAndre Hunter. He's really stepped up for this team. I think he's the 3rd leading scorer on this unit right now. They have 7 or 8 guys that are averaging double figures. They've obviously been able to continue the depth approach that they had going for them last year, but they've added to it. And Darius Garland still, trying to figure out get him back in the mix is what I'm trying to say. He's only played 3 games so far this season, and I know that's a real touchy injury as well. So getting him back acclimated, integrated into this team will be key. But Donovan Mitchell, Evan Mobley, and company just continuing to do their thing. And once again, in a weaker Eastern Conference, I don't think they'll have any issues this season.
Yeah. I ain't mad at that. Coming in for number 6, man, I have the New York Knicks. And some would say the Knickerbockers. So the Knickerbockers.
Yes, sir. True New Yorkly said.
Yeah. But the Knicks, man, they still got some figuring out to do because as I was just peeping some, bro, they're They haven't won a game on the road this year, but I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt to be ranked 6 on my top 10 pound rankings. You know
Yeah.
this team can be when they're fully healthy. They got wing defenders, OG, McHale. They've been running the offense through McHale a little bit more this season. He's averaging, I think, a career high nearly 5 assists per game this season. So shout out to Mike Brown. OG still doing his thing, defending at a high level, being more aggressive offensively. We all know what Brunson can do. Carden Towns has to get his shooting numbers up. He's shooting 32% from 3-point range, so he definitely got to get that back up close to 40. And man, Landry Shamet though, man, talk about a guy that once he's on the heater, he's on the heater. He just in the heat, 36 points last week. And to your point though, what Davion Mitchell brought up, I was thinking about it. He said that the ball moves a little bit more. And when you see guys like Shamet have those type of performances, it kind of makes you think a little bit.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you got to be realistic. Like, this team ain't going nowhere without Jalen Brunson performing at the level that he does. So, Carden Towns not going to be the one to lead these guys. It's going to be Jalen Brunson. And with him being down there in New York, he's pretty much solidified himself as one of the greatest New York players to ever come through.
Yeah.
He's only been there for like 3 years, but his impact has, reached that level of success for sure. So it's saying that I got the Knicks coming in at number 6.
Yeah, I think you make a great point. I know we wanted to wait until we get them off of your list here to talk about those Davion Mitchell comments with Jalen Brunson, because I think it's interesting.
Yeah, for sure.
I think regular season, maybe, like, sure, right? Like, maybe you could say that on a night-to-night basis, that you get more guys involved in the offense, they'll be feeling more confident, so on and so forth. But I don't want to get to the postseason and rely on Landry Shamet to drop, 20 or 15 even. Like, I'm not trying to get there and rely on a guy like Landry Shamet to that extent. So, yeah, I think to your point, man, you need Jalen Brunson there if you're going to win important games. Those games where he can take over and win you a basketball game when he gets firing. So
you're going to need a guy like that in the postseason. Just if he can get you one game, he's the guy that can do that.
Exactly. And there is a world where you can balance out the ball in Brunson's hands versus the ball being in Mikal Bridges' hands. Because I think that's been the big talking point, right? You've been able to see Mikal Bridges, play make, create on offense for the Knicks, which he gets pushed back to a limited role with Brunson. But it reminds people of those days early on in Brooklyn, right? When Mikal first got traded over there. He was running the show, and he was running it pretty well in the Eastern Conference. And I think people remember that. I think they see what's happening right now, and they get a little bit ahead of themselves. The truth is, you can just balance them out and take a little bit off of Jalen Brunson once he returns. So I like what you said there, man. Number 5 for me, brother, is going to be the LA Lakers, who you just mentioned. I'm not going to say too much more than what you said. 8-2 in their last 10. They've had 3 straight wins. You get LeBron back. Just keep getting him integrated, acclimated with the team, and I do think good things are going to come. This team has surprised me, man. I think I maybe underestimated the impact of healthy Luka, in shape Luka, and what that looks like with a team built around him. But they look like they could be a serious team as long as LeBron and Luka stay healthy. So we'll see, man.
Yeah, we'll see. But with all due respect, they got gifted a number 1 overall pick center. We've been honest about it. Out of nowhere, the Portland Trail Blazers just waved DeAndre Ayton.
You got him for not free. Obviously, you had to sign him, but you didn't have to give much up. So it's interesting.
But I ain't mad at that. Coming in for me, I think this is a team. As long as we doing top 10 pound rankings, they'll forever be in the top 5. I'm talking about the Cleveland Cavaliers. You just talked about this team. Very, very deep, well-rounded team. I love what I've been seeing from Sal Merrill. He's been, been a star in his role this season. You talk about DeAndre Hunter, who's, in my opinion, the 6th man of the year. And Donovan Mitchell has stepped up his level of play. What's crazy to me? You had this conversation. It was like, what does Donovan Mitchell has to do to get in MVP talks?
Yeah.
Because they was the number 1 seed last year, and they was breaking records. They went almost 20 games before losing the game, something like that. And it's like, why is Donovan Mitchell not being in the MVP talks?
Yeah.
But now when you look at his points per game number, it's skyrocket. It's over 30, if not 30.
Is that
So I'm
31?
saying that like his team is at a second seed in the East, and he's giving you 30 points per game. That
Yeah.
there to me is enough to be in the MVP talk for sure. So yeah, I just love the balance of scoring and defense that the team have. You know, Mobley being more of a playmaker, Lonzo doing his thing. Still got to see what Garland can look like. Just got to get back in the flow of the offense. But no, I love what I've been seeing from this team, man. They're top 5 of my top 10 power rankings.
I like it. I like it. Yeah, the Cavs have been impressive. Just got to continue that. Number 4 for me in my power rankings, brother, I am going to take it out to the West Coast with the Denver Nuggets. They're 10-3 so far, 8-2 in their last 10. Once again, they're a team kind of like what you said about the Cavs. They're going to keep themselves afloat around this area of the power rankings all season for my money, and they'll continue to iron things out. But I like what they're doing. I don't think they're even getting close to the most out of Cam Johnson yet, even though it's looked better at times, but still just not optimal, right? Not even as good as MPJ. But we've talked a lot about that during the offseason. I believe that he can be better in this team. I still believe that he can be better in this team than MPJ was, but he has to prove that ultimately. But they're still 10-3, 3 losses on the season. All that being said, they're in pretty good shape.
Yeah. For me, man, coming in number 4, I have the Houston Rockets. This team has been looking very, very good to start the year off. Ampran Shangoon, man, has been very, very consistent to start the year off.
Yeah.
Kevin Durant been doing this thing. I ain't got to say too much about him. We all know what he can do. It's I like that balance too. Like you got majority of the young guys, but you got some important vets on the team too. KD, Steven Adams, Clint Capella, Jeff Green. All these guys are a huge influence on the young guys just going out there and hooping. Amen Thompson has been looking better, being a point guard of the team. So that's what's up, and that's why I got these guys coming in at number 4.
I love it, brother. I got them coming in at number 3 on my list here. Everything you said, 4 straight wins. They're 9-1 in their last 10. Seems like they're starting to find a rhythm. They're obviously very, very lengthy. Sengun playing at a very high level. 23, 10, and 7 right now. You got Amin Thompson, 17, 6, and 5 right now. So guys are just filling the stat sheet across the board as we expected them to. They're a deep team. They're a young, youthful team. And like you said, they balance it out with Steven Adams and KD with those veterans. I still don't think they're playing their best basketball, and that's kind of scary, I would say, for the NBA. But yeah, they come in at number 3 in my power rankings, man.
Okay, coming in for number 3, man. You just talk about the team. That's the Denver Nuggets. You talk about Cam Johnson. To throw a quick joke out there, most Nugget fans would say that Tim Hardaway Jr. is doing what Cam Johnson is supposed to be doing right now, and that's the truth because Tim Hardaway Jr. If he keep this up by the end of the year, he will be getting paid this offseason, trust. And so, the Denver Nuggets really hit on the head by signing for the minimum because their brother has been shooting lights out from 3-point range. But, no, I love what I've been seeing from this team. I'm pretty sure Aaron Gordon is going to be a first-time All-Star this year. I don't see why he wouldn't be, as well as Jamal Murray, too, because at some point you got to reward those guys for, playing the right way and having a high seed. Obviously, Jokic is Jokic. He just make the game look so dang on easy, and it's so unfair. But, yeah, I got these guys coming in number 3, man. I like the new coach that they got over there, too, man.
No, it's interesting. You mentioned Jamal Murray, Aaron Gordon as all-stars. With the new format, I'm just interested if they
That's something to think about, though. It is.
Like, do you let Aaron Gordon make it over a guy like Chet? I don't know. I'm just throwing a name out there like that came to mind. Chet Holmgren. Does he make it over a guy? Like, there's other guys too, right? Like, that's just an example, but it'll be interesting. I'm trying to rethink. I can't remember the All-Star format, right? It's just world. There's no positions.
Yeah, it's positionless. So
U.S. versus world, no positions. It's not East and West, right? Like, it's just
a third team going to be involved. So.
That'll be an interesting episode, picking all-stars as we get closer to that time. But yeah, no, I feel you. I think this is those are guys that definitely deserve recognition. To your point, we are to the top two, aren't we?
Yep.
I think it's pretty straightforward. I mean, the top two may differ in which order you have them in, but I think the top two teams in the NBA are pretty clear right now. It's the Detroit Pistons and it's the Oklahoma City Thunder. I went with the Thunder at number one just to – well, let me put it this way. Let me be transparent. When I was making this list, I looked at these two teams. How can I differentiate them? The Pistons have won 11 straight, so are they the hottest team right now? Possibly.
Yeah.
The Thunder are 14-1. They've won 6 straight. They do average more points, and they give up less points per game. That is what it came down to for me to pick them over the Pistons, but I think that speaks to the good ball the Pistons are playing right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the Thunder, like, they got the best point differential, like, strongest two-way balance. Like, this team is just so good, bro. You got guys like AJ Mitchell.
Good.
You got guys like AJ Mitchell giving you like 18 points per game. That says it all right there. Like,
yeah.
You know, like, I ain't got to go nowhere else. When a guy like this giving you nearly 18, that says it all right there.
Yeah.
But I got OKC at number one too, bro. Just to throw that out there. Yeah. So that leads us to, the Detroit Pistons.
Yeah.
I got a question.
Number two.
Yeah, I got a question for us. Like,
yeah.
So, Detroit is the hottest team in the league right now. To your point, 11 straight.
Yeah.
Jalen Duren and Cade Cunningham, they look like the best young duo in the NBA, some would say. Heck, I even go out there and say, some would say over Chet and SGA. But it's like, man, when you look at the leap Jalen Duren has taken, bro, like, the man is shooting middies.
Yeah.
Getting physical down low, catching lobs, blocking shots, just being an enforcer for the team. And he's giving you 20 a game. Like, man, then Cade, on the other hand, 27 points per game, nearly 10 assists. Like, Jalen Duren has had a lot of impressive performances, including 30 points per game. And so I'm saying that, like, right now, do you think that Cade Cunningham and Jalen Duren is the hottest young duo in the NBA right now? Right now. The hottest team.
Yeah, I think when you throw in the young part, I think so, man. Just looking around the league, there are not two players in that age group that are playing together at that high of a level. I'll be transparent. The one team that came to mind as I'm thinking through, like, duos.
Yeah, duos.
Donovan Mitchell and Evan Mobley. Donovan Mitchell's older than Cade, though. Like, he's established. He's a superstar.
That's what I was going to say, but SGA and Chet, though.
SGA and Chet, for my money, bro, I'll take Duren right now over Chet. Maybe it's the usage, though. Maybe Chet just doesn't get the usage that Duren gets.
But he's averaging like 20, though, Chet. So...
if they played, I don't know. It is close because Chet is super talented. I'm not trying to take anything away from it. It's just like I'm picturing them going up against each other, right? And maybe that's not fair because they probably just wouldn't guard each other in that matchup. It'd probably be Hartenstein on Duren. But Duren's strength, man, and you mentioned adding the midi is just like something that if he can just continue to add more and more range to his game, it's just going to make him unguardable in a sense. So
I'm going to say yes. They are the hottest young duo in the league right now. I don't know nobody hotter. Bad boy Pistons, baby. Back in action.
Because I'm arguing Duren over Chet. But SGA compared to Cade.
SGA get the nod on that.
Right. But by how much?
A lot.
A lot. He's an MVP.
Finals MVP.
Champion.
All-Star, All-NBA. Jalen Darren and Chet champion. Not an
I feel like
All-Star.
I like Duren over Chet. It's weird. I don't know. I feel
I
I
like
might be
Darren on
tripping.
Chet too.
I might be tripping, but I think I would still lean OKC. And I guess that is the point with the power rankings. Like I still lean OKC because of SGA, but Duren is making it very, very close. And obviously Cade just is going to have to, continue to prove himself on that next elite level in comparison to SGA. But the fact that we're having this combo speaks for itself with Detroit. Like where they're at right now.
They're the best team in the East.
Yeah.
And
11
it's very sustainable, by the way.
Yeah. I mean, I've gotten to watch them beat the Sixers twice. Once in Detroit, once in Philly. So I've gotten to see them firsthand. They're a deep squad. I mean, one time they beat us without Cade in the lineup, without Duren even, I believe. So they're a deep squad. They play with tenacity, and they play with a chip on their shoulder. I think that's a big thing with a lot
For
of
sure.
guys.
Like, this team, to go from one of the worst teams in the league a few seasons ago to not being the best team in the East 2 years later, 2 seasons later, like it just says a lot right there. And that's it for the top 10 power rankings, huh? Just like that.
Yeah, no, that's a good way to close it out, bro. OKC at the top, but Detroit is coming for sure.
Yeah. With that being said, let's shift gear over to what my head coach of the Golden State Warriors, Steve Kerr, had to say. To sum it all up, Steve Kerr said he's very concerned with the NBA pace plus the 82-game schedule is causing more injuries. I could agree with that because you see guys like Giannis, he's going to be out for a couple of weeks. Wemby, Dylan Harper, Bam out, so on and so forth. You get the memo here. The league now plays at its fastest pace since the 1988-1989 season. Allowed it to sink in. Players travel more miles and move at the fastest speed ever record. My Warriors, we had no practice time due to constant games and travel. Kerr supports reducing the schedule to like 72 games or less. I could agree with that. The biggest obstacle about that, though, is owners plus TV deals don't want to lose any revenue if we were to do that. So the fact of the matter is this. Is Steve Kerr right for feeling this way? Me, myself, I would say yes, mostly because the pace is up and injuries are up, especially like soft tissue. So travel is more heavier than ever, but it's also a combination like heavier workout loads on stars and stuff. Just the young players, they play so fast, bro. Like they pushing it up and down the court. Like as soon as off the inbound, they pushing it constantly. It's just a nonstop thing. So I can agree with that. Like his argument is valid for sure, but it comes down to like conditioning too, though. Like when you see the older guys, like the OGs, KD, Steph, Bron, James Harden, all these guys, like they're still in top tier shape for sure. But it just comes down to like, can they keep up with the youth? Because that's the way the league is trending, just run up and down the court, So that's why I say like the pace is very up right now. It's the fastest it's been in over 30 plus years. So yeah. Well, is Steve Kerr right in your opinion? Is he right?
I think he's right in the sense of maybe why the injuries are, increasing. Obviously, he's right about the pace. I don't know if he's right about the solution. I don't know. I'm across sports. I'm not big on changing like schedules and the amount of games that are played. And I was like that with the NFL as well. It's a historic standpoint. It ruins history. It makes us unable to measure players against one another when it's already unfair in a sense of different generations, to your point, different play styles of generations. It's already unfair to that standpoint. But then we're going to reduce, the season by 10 games or 15 games. And, guys' stats are going to be a little bit more inflated just from playing less games. I don't know. It just creates an imbalance throughout history. So I don't love changing the amount of games. That being said, I don't love seeing these, dwindled down teams playing on a night-to-night basis. I think there's a couple things that the NBA could do. For one, I don't know the science of the back-to-back, right? Do we have to have so many back-to-backs for these NBA teams? Like, do they have to, like, have so many situations where they travel one night and then have to travel the next night and play the next night? Like, that just seems like a bit much. Is there a way to slow down the pace? And I know this is like getting into territory where, I'd be pushing back against changing the rules, but do you put a cap on how many 3-pointers a team can shoot in a set game before they just start counting as twos? I don't know. I'm just thinking off the top of my head right now on ways you could slow the game down or, lessen the pace or get the scoring down into a sense. But I think on the other side, when you notice some of these teams that we're talking about at the top of the Eastern Conference and the Western Conference right now, they have top duos, sure. Like, yes, Chet and SGA, Duran and Cade Cunningham. But they also have very deep teams that are filled with youth. And I think that is a trend we're just going to continue to see, obviously, is building your roster a little bit deeper, maybe, making the top heavy not so heavy at the top and kind of expanding that money across the roster to create deeper squads. But I think he is right as far as like the pace. I think it could definitely play a part in the increase in injuries that we're seeing. So maybe it is lessening the season. I'm not saying that it's right, wrong. I hate it from the statistical and historical standpoint. But if it creates a better product on the court, do you really say no to it? I don't know. I guess not.
Yeah, I mean, I said I agree with them potentially cutting back some games just due to the fact of it's so many back-to-backs in the league. Like, I'm seeing it firsthand, bro. My Warriors, we had, like, in the first 8 games, we had 3 back-to-backs. Like, that is insane to me, bro. Yeah. We have a back-to-back today. We're on the second end of it. We played Orlando last night. Now we play Miami tonight. Yeah. So the fact of the matter is we're a very older team, but it's going to have to come down to either trim back-to-backs or maybe cut down on some games of the season. Yeah. I don't know. It's going to.
How do you trim back-to-backs without cutting the games down?
Yeah,
right?
It's going to come down to something. Because to your point, man, like, with Joel Embiid, the stuff he's been dealing with the past couple of years, injuries and stuff, games, constantly playing games back-to-back and kind of dwell on a player like that. So
yeah,
we seen it firsthand. Giannis, who was Wemby. All these guys are starting to go down early in the year, man. It just definitely sucks.
I don't know, man. It's interesting. It's interesting because, I think another thing that I wonder about is, how much did players just play through injuries back in the day? Like, we didn't have the, medical science that we have to discover these, minor strains in the calf or a minor strain in your hamstring. How often were guys just playing through a calf strain or a shoulder strain or something, and they just didn't even know it. So it's interesting because I do sit here and I'm thinking, like, why do we have to reduce 82 games if the old heads could do it back in the day? Like, why do we have to do that?
It's valid.
It's weird. But no, you got to do whatever it takes, I guess, to make the product better. And at the end of the day, we're getting a Sixers team tonight traveling to Toronto to play the Raptors. Raptors playing hot basketball. Sixers have a back-to-back tomorrow night, so we're not going to see Paul George tonight. So it's just like, is that what you want to pay tickets to go and see? I don't know. Yeah, we'll see, man. They're going to make changes, though. I think, when a head coach is coming out saying stuff like that, the league is thinking about it. So we'll see where it goes, brother.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. But to end the show off, my brother, something different. Yes, something you brought to my attention. And instead of the Who Do You Got segment, we're going to do the top 5 players to watch in NBA today. You want to kick this thing off for how you want to do it? You name your 5, or we go back and forth like you name one, I name one. How you want to do it?
Yeah, let's just name 5 at a time. We can breeze through these, brother.
Okay, cool. So how you want to do it? 5 or start at the top?
So let's start at the top. We'll switch it from the power rankings. Go the opposite.
All right, bet. So for me, man, my top 5 players to watch, kicking the list off, I got Jalen Duren at number one. I mean, I love what I've been seeing from this dude to start the year off. Breakout big man putting up monster double doubles, 31, 31.15 rebound type games, rising way faster than expected, and he could definitely be on the All-Star team this year.
Yeah.
Uh, he's definitely going to get paid this offseason for sure. That's for sure. So yeah, that's what I got at number one, Jalen Duren.
Okay, so number one for me is going to be Tyrese Maxey. I wrote "duh" beside this because it comes with bias. It's my favorite team, so the best player on my favorite team is going to be my favorite player to watch. But I think it just speaks more to him kind of overtaking Joel Embiid as the best player on this Philadelphia 76ers team. He's averaging 32 points per game right now. He's second in the NBA in scoring behind Luka. He can score from all over the floor. He does it from the three-point line. He does it from mid-range. He gets to the rack. He's obviously has tremendous pace. He's a very exciting young player to watch. And there's just nights where I look at the other side. I'm like, how are they going to stop him? Look at the guys that this guy is playing with. He's not even playing with Embiid, and he's out there doing what he wants. He's really matured. So yeah, Maxey's number one for me. I know that's cheap.
Yeah, I wouldn't expect anything else from you. So coming in number two, man, I have Cade Cunningham of the Detroit Pistons. The engine of Detroit offense, nearly 27 points per game, 10 assists. Leadership and control of pace makes him must watch every single night, bro. Like for him to be at his size and the way he, dish the rock, he can post you up. He can score at a lot of different levels. But I just love what I've been seeing from him, just bringing that leadership to this young team and just leading those guys to be the top seed in the Eastern Conference. So, yeah, definitely worthy to be watched.
No, I love it, brother. Number two for me is going to be Wemby. I know he's injured right now, but this dude is just literally like an alien on the basketball court. He does like unnatural thing. Like the dunk on Draymond. Like I know it's like nothing crazy, but it is crazy at the same time the way he did it so nonchalantly. Nothing against Dre. I mean, there's nothing you can do. And that is what you see often with Wemby when he's playing. He's just a fascinating player to watch, quite frankly. So yeah, Wemby comes in at number two for me.
Number three, you got Victor Wembanyama. Nothing that need to be said. You said all the right reasons. Generational unicorn talent.
Yeah, fair enough. And I'll throw one right back at you at number three. I got Cade Cunningham, a fucking 6'7" guard that can do anything on the basketball court. He's athletic. He can score. He's a great passer. He can rebound. He defends. And obviously the Pistons are playing some prolific basketball right now. He's just such a fun player to watch, man. And you just get this feeling he's not even like, not that he's not close to his, but like he's got levels to go before we see him reach his ceiling, man. He's an exciting player. So I went with Cade at number three, bro.
Okay, that's what's up, man. Coming in at number four for me, this is a guy I've been kind of bringing a lot of attention to him. You pretty familiar. You know what I'm talking about. He played for the Clippers. And, you start to wonder, you ever heard of the saying, a late bloomer? I think this is the case for a guy like him. I'm talking about Angry Norman Powell of the Miami Heat.
Yes, sir.
This man is averaging 25.5 points per game down there in Miami, shooting 46% from three-point range, 93% from the free throw line, and 47% from the field. I mean, you talk about a guy that's just to be at this age and just improving the way he has been improving. I mean, the man just a bucket. No better way to put it. And for him to go down there in Miami and lead those guys in scoring, that says a lot. So I got Norman Powell coming in number four on my list, man.
I like it. Kind of a switch up there. A little bit out of the box pick. I like it, brother. I did something similar with my number four as well. I went with Jalen Johnson of the Atlanta Hawks. I know there's maybe not a ton of eyes on the Hawks right now, but they're playing some decent basketball. I gave them some consideration to the top 10 power rankings. And part of it is Jalen Johnson's ascension, right? He's already shown that he can play at this level. It's just a matter of doing it consistently. He's healthy to start this season, so I'm just hoping he can stay healthy. 22 points, close to 10 rebounds, close to 7 assists per game. He's hooping right now. And he's a Duke Blue Devil.
Yeah, of course you should love him. But nah, shout out to Jalen Johnson, bro. I love that performance he did. He had like 7 steals and he had some crazy performance like last week. It was crazy. For me, coming in number 5, man, I couldn't make my mind up, so I got 2 guys. Coming in number 5, bro. And that is Denny Aqua of the Portland Trail Blazers. Breakout season with 30-point triple-double type performances. He's versatile. He can score, rebound, playmate, defend. Man, he's giving you like 25 points per game. I mean, this guy has really blossomed into the role, the player that he is today. And the second man, I got Lloyd Marketing, explosive scorer with multiple 40-point games, averaging around 30 points per game this season. Elite shooter. He's 7 foot. He can shoot with the best of them. So those guys come in at number 5 to round my list out as top 5 players to watch this season.
Oh, I love it. I love it, bruh. You once again just kind of switching it up there. I'm with you. Number 5 was hard because I'm like in between picking like a superstar that I love to watch play, like an Ant Edwards, a Donovan Mitchell per se, and then there's kind of the more low key players that I enjoy watching play, and those are kind of the guys I wanted to point out in a sense here. I went with Con Knipple, man. And I know once again there's some bias there. It's that Duke Blue Devil in me, but
for sure.
Bro, he is playing like a fucking machine as a rookie. The shooting percentages are ridiculous. And the Hornets are winning a few basketball games here and there. He plays the right way, and I think that is infectious. I was interested to see that he like brought the guys over for some like high school type of like team dinner.
Yeah, his mom cooked dinner. They was in Milwaukee. Yeah. They was in Milwaukee. She had cooked them dinner.
And they got the dub against the Milwaukee Bucks in OT, which Con Knipple hit the 3 to send them to OT. So, yeah, I like the composure that he's bringing to that Hornets team. He's obviously a young guy, and I think he's just been the most fun rookie to watch so far, and that's with having VJ Edgecombe on my team. So Con was right there. Another guy, man, I'll throw another one to you. Amen Thompson. I think he's obviously a freak athlete. He does a little bit of everything. He was another guy that came to mind.
Yeah, for me though, bro, like Con was actually like when we did this, I think earlier before we started the year, he was like my sleeper to win Rookie of the Year. Because I was like, if he plays the right way and go down there in Charlotte and do his thing, man, you never know. But the last 3 guys I had on my list, I had to show those guys some love because they don't just get a lot of TV time. Like Laurie definitely don't.
Yeah.
Then down there in Utah, Denny, he's with the Trailblazers, and then Norman Powell with the Heat. So I had to show those guys some type of love.
There was one guy I'm surprised to not see on your list, and I gave him some thought, but I wanted to be real with my list, and I just haven't watched a ton of his game even this year so far. But you see the highlights all the time. Shaedon Sharpe is who I'm talking about, and I was surprised to not see him on your list because I know you love that guy and his game.
Yeah, it was a tug of war between him and Denny, bro. But I had to show Denny some love because I'm always showing.
He is the guy there in Portland, Denny. That is, yeah. So that's fair. I feel that. Keontae George, he's another guy I'm interested to see more.
Yes, and he's doing this thing to start the year off. It's just taking advantage of opportunity. Just you having more freedom to go out there and do your thing offensively. Not get in trouble for it. So.
Yeah, facts. Maybe that's something we can do. Something to think about over the next month. Maybe once a month we can do like top 5 players we're watching right now, something like that.
I'm surprised you ain't mentioned your boy though.
Who?
MPJ. He's been doing this thing down there in Brooklyn.
He has, though. He has, man. These guys, they go to Brooklyn, they get some freedom, and they start to show themselves. But nah, I'm not watching no Brooklyn basketball right now.
Hey, man, we're not watching Utah, but I had to show them some love.
Facts. Facts. Because they got some hoopers there in Utah, but the rookie in Brooklyn, I would like to see a little bit more of. I've heard, different things about him. I know some people love his game. Some people are not a huge fan. I think it's Igor.
Igor, yeah, the rookie. Yeah, I know.
Demon. Yeah, I would like to see some more of his game as well. But yeah, there's a lot of exciting young talent in the league right now. That's why you saw some superstars left off this list, which is interesting to say the least. You got anything else for us before we get out of here, brother?
Nah, that's pretty much it, man. We can link up. I don't know if we got to link up again this week because we want to give it time for topics to kind of build up. So
Yeah.
We'll see if it makes sense. For sure, next week, Thanksgiving week, so we'll have some things to discuss.
For sure.
Heading into the holiday. But that's pretty much it for me. Make sure you guys follow my guy on X at Scotty John. He always giving good takes on the Sixers or the Eagles when they play. So make sure you guys hit him with a follow, as well as myself at RawTorah30111. And follow the YouTube page, man. If you on X right now, transfer over to the YouTube. Subscribe. Yeah. It's free. Yeah, we appreciate everybody that's been tapping in and showing love. And follow the TikTok at NBA to the Galaxy Pod. We post clips on there just in case you missed the podcast live. And with that being said, we'll try to be here again next week. And it's a good NBA slate today too. I think the Rockets and the Cavs play, so make sure you tap in today. That should be a good game.
Yeah, no doubt.
With that being said, we out. Peace.
It's out of here. Yeah, peace, everybody. We will see you next time.
Yeah.